table we using today?
Alright. I think we'll use this. But honestly, I'll just wait for Dax. I got sick of talking over comms. Lot more can be said in person. In a short amount of time as well. Everything on the surface going well?
Yep. Just a little bit of rain, but and a little fog, but other than that, perfectly quiet.
Good. Your enemies are learning. Other than the Serpent's Tongue and the Sentinels, I don't think there's any other groups on the planet.
Except for the
until the
Garrison.
Black Sun decide to play with us some more.
Well, the Black Sun are fully set up just going for ship raiding over planetary sieges. And that's because of the new security measures introduced by CAP. They're no longer able to exit their hangar without a two-step, two-person verification device. That
So
means
no
you both
more
have to activate it
infiltration rings.
The only way they can do it is if the lift is left open and they drive a ship inside. Or winch it up.
Yeah.
But,
Well, that's
yeah, like I was saying though, Ron Coda, I would imagine he'd be doing desk work behind the scenes, orchestrating events. These more radical cells are probably not under his command yet.
Yeah, definitely not.
But if the Empire wins, or the Rebels will still be in trouble no matter who wins.
Unless we buddy up with the winner. But, well, like you said, we wouldn't be supporting the Rebels either way, so I'd assume our best bet would be to support the Empire on this. Get on their side.
Well, the problem though, if the Rebels win by some fucking miracle, because I don't see how they can win if they can't win against us, but in this what-if scenario, they won't like us no matter what. Even if they know, like, oh, we acted in self-defense, we were fighting radicalists, they'll still say that we're committing mass murder, or they will not side with us because of our severe firepower. We would be a threat.
Exactly.
Wouldn't you agree?
But to the Empire, we could be an asset, especially if we're helping them take these rebels down. So that's why I say we should probably go with them on this.
But after we deal with Emil, we're getting Nexus instead. If we go through the ordeal with Emil, he will no longer be talking or supporting us.
Oh.
Meaning, we will not have Imperial contact. He says his last favor will be getting Hopper back in. After we go through this.
Well.
Hopper has been resolved, by the way.
Well, that's good to know,
Nice.
at least.
He'll be going back to his ISD, and he'll be getting all the medical treatment and everything that we couldn't offer him. New sets of armor, and everything.
Well, at least he'll be getting good treatment there.
Yeah. Nexus did not clear him, because he's still labeled as a defect. But the reason they want him back is they've learned about his genetics and everything. They more want him as somewhat of a test subject, but they also just want him because he is a clone who has a lot of battle experience and ages normally.
Yep.
And that's what Nexus was really interested in.
There we go. The scientist really did, or Psyche, I should say. He really did do good in the end.
We should probably still kill him. For what he's done to the crew.
Yeah.
Well, if we ever find him again, that is.
This is a large galaxy, and he knows how to hide himself.
Yep.
He's a fucking genius, is what he is.
So preferably he'll stay in hiding and leave us alone.
He was an experimental. He was a mutation gene, sort of like some of the clone units out there. He was supposed to be a Kaminoan-like scientist assistant. He was supposed to be engineering one. He was supposed to like help them.
Oh.
He was supposed to be a tactician and a high rank in the clone armies. He was made for a specific purpose.
So he's like a human tactical droid.
Correct. That's actually what I believe he was made to be. But what he did is that they broke up his mutational genes, and he got even worse. So what they do is they kind of made him part cyborg.
Oh.
Meaning his brain was not all human. Meaning he could transfer his memory, sort of like surrogation between bodies. Meaning every single time he died or it failed, he'd go into a new body with his new memories, and it was supposed to be a learning experience to say, what did I screw up in the previous life?
Oh.
It's a second chance, basically. You learn from your death. Unfortunately, it gave him psychosis.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
He thought it gave him psychosis, a god complex, and thinking he was truly invincible.
Yep. Human cybernetic interfaces have always been tricky like that.
But back to the deal about Bail Organa. I don't think you've seen the senatorial arguments in the last few years, but he's been really sometimes. I watch him because I watched the Galactic Affairs. That's why I was mentioning today there's something on the edge of the war coming. We've been fighting mini wars. This next war might be the Cataclysm. This might be a war where we'll be fighting guerrilla warfare versus the largest military the galaxy's ever seen.
Great.
Meaning, this is a war against ideals. This war will never end, in a way.
They couldn't end it with the Clone Wars, clearly.
Some can say this war started millennia ago, maybe more.
No, this war started the second the Clone Wars ended.
But a war of ideals, that's been going on forever.
Yes. But the ideals here are that we don't like the Empire. And that started the second the Empire formed.
Yep.
Tensions has been rising due to the slaving and other things that have been happening on planets like Geonosis. I believe they wiped out everyone there, but good riddance. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Nobody will miss the Geonosians.
Yeah. Guess their queen couldn't revive him out of that one.
The thing about Geonosis is unless they use a bioweapon, there's likely still a queen alive. They can't just exterminate all the hives. They'll rebuild over the next millennia if there is one alive, but it will take a long time.
Well, I guess they'll just be our future successors' problems then.
Correct.
But the
Bail
same could be said
Organa
about any
has been
bug
outspoken.
infestation. Ooh.
Bail Organa has been outspoken against the Imperials, but not in a way of rebellion, but if you read his words and you know what his past history was, being a very high senator in the Republic, his close relationship to the Jedi, it's very likely he will support a rebellion if it actually forms into a large organization. So right now, it's just as it's been for several years, insurrection. There's been no true war going on.
Yep. Just skirmishes and political ramblings.
But that might change. And when it does, we'll have to pick a side. This is why I would love for A1 to be online, but he's not. He's out somewhere else. But
Probably
we'll do a vote right now. The rebels, they have the power of ideology and the fact that they have a lot of connections to the underworld. They will probably not die for a long time. Meanwhile, we have the Imperials, the might, the power, and the fucking ruling of the galaxy. Money is not a problem for us right now. Thanks to killing Cal, we've gotten a ton of money. We've actually started on the shipyard.
Alright.
The shipyard is in its bare bones construction. So literally we're not pushing forward with the shipyard construction. It's just a skeletal frame in space right now. What we need to do though is have it so when we defeat Emil, we'll start building it. It'll be the dockyard and everything for trading and the economics. But for now, it is just a skeleton because we cannot have Emil figure it out. Literally, it's just some iron framing with the gravity well in space.
Yeah, for all he knows, it could be a galactic tourist attraction.
I mean, all we could know, it could be a... Well, yeah, we're kind of being ambiguous right now. It could be a spaceport, not a shipyard. That's what it could be.
A little hush-hush spaceport. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
But no, it's going to be a manufacturing shipyard with the power to manufacture a fleet. Including, eventually, the idea of the shipyard is make a second Harrower.
That'll take a while.
Correct. But I have a new project I want to bring up. Sure, we have our new base that's being worked on, but there's something else. The Venator. We have to discuss what we're doing with it. We have a ton of stuff left. We've only ripped off the bare bones whole of it, salvaged part of the engine, and took off one of the spats. There is still an entire Venator that, if repaired, could fly.
I mean, put like 2 turrets on that base, use that as a chip.
The thing about a Venator, we don't have a crew for a full-size Venator.
That's right.
So what are we doing with it?
We could scrap it.
If we don't have the manpower for it, I don't see the point.
Nah. You could put a skeleton crew on that bitch and use that as a trade ship, not a combat ship. That'd be the only reasonable way to make your investment back.
Do you have any idea how big of a trade ship that would be?
Yep.
Basically be a Lucre Hulk.
Yeah, pretty much. Just show that bitch
We're
from
better off
Tony's
getting a Lucre Hulk, honestly. We can buy those.
Or we could scrap it and use the
But the
metal.
thing about
to
Lucre
build
Hulks
ships.
is, the only way to buy them on this is if it has no guns.
Yeah, only a true trading vessel version.
Mm-hmm.
Class, it has to have like a real... Hold on. I'm getting into A1 right now. He's contacted.
Oh.
Nope. I think I heard the hologram beep right there.
Yep. That beep gets annoying sometimes.
Yeah, but it's a good to let you know you got a message. Very distinct.
Yeah. What do you mean? You have a bow rifle.
You have a bow rifle, I agree. Yes, it's also energized.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's an energized staff blade.
Yeah.
Have you tried stabbing something with the end?
It can impale them, but it won't do permanent damage. It doesn't. It hurts them a lot. It does a lot of pain to the organic.
Yeah.
They're also been used as staffs for like guards. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, what you could also do with the Venator is use it as material transport for the shipyard. That's about it.
We don't. Like I said, we don't have the crew for a full Venator. We have to strip its guns, reduce its hull size, and repurpose to its interior to actually hold Maglock cargo. The problem about that, though, is it becomes a massive target.
Well, think about it. All right, if it's not a fully crewed, you're not going to need any of the pilot staff or the air wing. Just take all that off. Take out all the guns, the people on the guns, pretty much.
And just make it a fighter ship?
I mean, not even. Just you. I mean, you can make it a fighter squadron, or you can use it as material transport. Put like 100 dudes on that. Just tell them to
I
make
honestly don't think
shipments.
that'd work. Because, like I said, it'd still be a target in space.
Yeah.
Due to its weakened hull, they could easily siege the ship. We'd have to have it be escorted by at least 5 or 6 squadrons, or have the Harrower with it, which would slow its journey. Considering if we reduce its cargo size, the Venator will likely be faster than the Harrower.
Yeah.
Also, the Venator is still boardable because with reduced hull, they could also split. They could bomb it in half, basically. Or the idea that A1 and I just came to somewhat of an agreement: repurpose it into a new ship.
You mean rebuild it?
Into a different ship. There are other styles of Venators out there.
That could be a good idea.
We could possibly look into getting you a droid knife, a deployable one.
Poggers.
Do I have a hologram of what I'm looking for?
If you're strong enough, you can dissect them.
This.
So,
That is a
That's
Valiant-class Star Destroyer.
I thought I recognized that thing. I remember seeing those things in training, but I don't think I've ever seen one on the field.
Thing about Valiant classes, they are a fighter wing carrier. They have 3 heavier entries. They're a bit taller than the Nets, which is weird. They're also smaller than Venators. I think. Now that they're longer. But the thing about them, they don't have as much carrying. A lot of the ship is guns and the hangar. The reason the ship's longer is because literally, like, this entire front of the ship is a hangar. All three hangars on the ship connect.
Yeah, it's kind of like an ISD when you think about it.
You could, according to the calculations we've already done, in one of the hangar windows, we could store 36 TIE fighters.
Oh.
This thing has a fighter complement of about 250.
Oh, yeah, we do have bear ship.
Well, yeah, it was just an example.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause as for ships that we have a whole ton of, well, we got Vulture droids.
Well, I mean, yeah, we actually haven't moved those off the planet.
Well, that'll just make moving them all at once easier.
That is true. We just don't have the area for all those ships. Like, jeez. There are so many fucking fighters in there. I think I counted there was like 70. There's like around 25 TIE fighters, like 40 vultures, 8 hyenas, and I think like an HMP.
And once that ship is ready to go, we'll have a place to put them.
They're being moved to our Munificent. That was the plan.
Oh.
That's going to be our fighter assault ship. But it does bring up something else, I just realized. The HMP in the hangar is an heavy HMP. One that never saw use other than when we fought it. It has mortar capabilities and sublight engines. They can't hyperspace, but it's fast as fuck. But it's so slow to turn when it's in sublight speed. The MPT-630s are still in the hangar downstairs. But when the HMP's in sublight speed, it can go across the planet really fast. Can run some AA guns, but it literally cannot turn. Meaning if it sees a mountain in front of it, it needs to have long-range scanners or see it, otherwise it will crash into it and destroy itself. It has strong shield, and interestingly, this thing has around 400 missiles. Correct, that's the idea. It's supposed to be a missile platform, basically. Well, I mean, that's what it was. HMP was a heavy missile platform. But this is a heavy, heavy missile platform.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could call it the super heavy missile platform.
The heavy XL.
That probably fits with the regular naming conventions, yeah. So that's what's gonna be on the list then for the future. A Valiant class to go alongside our Harrower, and a Munificent to go with it.
We'll actually have a fleet that can rival an ISD, or 2, or 3, or 4.
Yeah.
We could definitely.
Nice.
Our fleet size is enough to overpower a small Imperial fleet. Small Imperial fleets usually have peltas, carrots, probably around 2 victories, a victory 1 and victory 2, a precursor, and probably I don't even remember the name of it. Fucking Tonfalk. If it's a specialized fleet, it'll have a Tonfalk carrier class. Have you even seen the Victory 2?
I think I've only seen a Victory 1.
Yeah, the Victory 2 doesn't have missiles anymore. The Victory 2 is really nice, I have to admit. They took the idea of the ISD2, scrapped it, and then made it the Victory 2.
Oh.
So the IST2 got abandoned for this idea.
So they just made a smaller Star
abandoned now,
Destroyer.
we know.
This is actually the first version of the Victory. The
Yep,
Victory
the Victory frigate.
I want them. There are none in service. There are none of these in service anymore. They all got
You could
decommissioned.
probably find some on some scrap world.
No, they're all gone. We'll have to make one.
Yeah.
These got decommissioned and then they were put into the Victory 1 program.
Yep.
What do you think, Saber? Keep it quiet.
Do we got the schematics for one?
A Victory frigate? No, we have to raid a facility. Probably an old Imperial Archives area.
Aye.
I mean, Black Market could also give us some possibly.
I feel like we have more to gain from raiding an Imperial Archive.
Not really. There's like nothing we could use at Imperial Archives other than Stormtrooper armor. Learning how to make some of that would be okay. Although our Vanguard armor is borderline superior due to us just using more flexible materials. The one weakness of Stormtrooper armor is the shoulder pads.
Yeah. Well, then again, there could be some undead secret project in there that they just left behind.
If it's an old... that is
Who knows?
true, but unlikely.
It's like a gamble right now. You can get some good on top of what you already get.
Wait. Who that?